Howdy gang, how's it going? Look, N4, Washburn N4 with the Stevens extended cutaway, yeah! So, before I tell you all about this, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and click that bell notification so you know when new videos are going to be coming out, which is every single week. Yeah! Give it a thumbs up as well and share it on social media. Also, it helps out so much. So, like I said, body for a Washburn N4. Check it out. Yeah, Stevens extended cutaway, which is just awesome. This is the older version of the body, and I have the neck as well, as you saw from the thumbnail. And they're in pretty good shape. So a couple of weeks ago they came up on eBay, and I've been kind of just checking N4s now and then for a while because they're a very cool guitar, and I have kind of been watching them since I was probably 16 years old. Yeah, I think I was like 16, 17 years old when these came out, and I remember Extreme were touring at the time. A buddy of mine and I actually went down to a store in Denmark Street because Nuno was going to be doing a signing there. Anyways, for whatever reason he wasn't able to make the signing, so we'd gone down there anyways. You know, we didn't get to see it, but I got to see this guitar, and it was pretty spectacular seeing that, you know, it had access all the way up to the higher frets via this awesome extended cutaway that they had done. Now, you know, other guitars have extended cutaways like the Ibanez or Access and stuff. They work fantastically well, but you know, there's some special things about this guitar. The body is 3/4 size as far as I know. It's slightly smaller because Nuno wanted it like that, and also the extended cutaway. And the neck also has a compensated tuning system. I can't remember the name of it now. It's completely gone out of my head. So I'm just going to flash it up on the screen. I'm going to Google it later, right? But hey, check it out. All fits, you know, and this is going to make a pretty cool damn guitar. So I wanted to get this stripped down, firstly because I got it for a really super reasonable price. I've been checking the prices of these, and new, you know, the new ones, if you can get them, or even used ones, they're like 2,500 bucks. And the body and neck, which I bought, were a whole lot less than that. Let's say it was about, you know, less than a fifth of that. Yeah. So I got it at a really super reasonable price, and it also meant that I could spiritualize it. Yeah. I could give it my treatment. So I'm not going to give myself too much time to do it. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done. It does need to be sanded down and smoothed off because there's some dings in it, and I want to fill these holes because I'm going to direct mount the pickups and things like that. So I'm going to do a little bit of work, and then I'm going to do something special in the middle. So stay tuned and you're going to see what it is. Yeah. I'm going to do it. I'm going to build an N4. I'm going to build an N4 my way. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go down to the cabin and start sanding this. Got a couple of days. I'm only going to give myself a couple of days. I want this done. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, to the back cave. Alrighty, so first task, like I said, get the orbital sander and just get some of these blemishes and stuff out. I'm also going to use my multi-tool as a sanding attachment because that can get into the sides and stuff and do those really nicely. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, just to make this presentable. So then I can do some more work to it, you know, spirit dance type of work. Let's do that first. Now when you're doing this type of work, safety first. Wear a mask because dust gets everywhere, gloves to protect your hands, especially if you're a guitar player. They're important. And safety goggles as well. Now I wear these throughout everything that I do because one time I was working on something, it was a piece of metal, and a piece of metal actually flew into one of my eyes, and it wasn't very pleasant. I actually had to go to hospital and have it kind of, you know, just removed. It was only a tiny speck, but trust me, you don't want that to happen. So, safety first. Just remember to wear all the safety protection stuff. Especially at the moment in the lockdown, right? Especially your mask. Just brought it over to my other bench so that you can see how good it looks. I've literally just done 5 minutes of sanding on this. Just to give you an idea, that corner hasn't been done yet, just this little corner here. And if I show you the back, this is how the front looked before I did it. So it's gone from that to this, which is a beautiful finish now. So I'm just going to finish this corner, and then I'm going to go over this with a finer grit sandpaper to give it a really, really beautiful finish. And then do the little bits here and also the back and the sides and stuff. Alright, most of the sanding work is done. I'm just going to do the insides, and what I'm going to use is this, which is just an old trem block from like a Floyd Rose. It's nice and heavy. I'm going to wrap it in some sandpaper, and this makes a really good block to sand stuff with, because it's relatively heavy, like I said, and just very, very stable. So it makes it easier to do these flat surfaces. Alrighty, check it out. It's all sanded. How good does this look now? That's just after a couple of hours of sanding and just getting blemishes out. There are still little bits and pieces, like right down here. There's a little nick there which I couldn't sand out because I'd take away too much wood. There was actually one here at the bottom, and it's completely gone, and it was quite a deep nick there. Now these holes I'm gonna fill, because I don't use pickup rings, I direct mount pickups. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna use some toothpicks, a little bit of super glue toothpick in there, and then cut them to size, and then I'll give it a final sand before I do anything else. But yeah, front's done, back is looking groovy. It looks so good once I've just done that. It literally just took me like an hour and a half to do this. And I rounded off all of these edges as well. I was actually going to make another plate for this, but whoever had this before me actually countersunk these holes for neck ferrules. So they're 15mm. I'm going to get neck ferrules and put neck ferrules in this so that there isn't a plate which goes over this. That'd be fantastic as well. I like using those. Alrighty, so the next thing to do is fill these holes, and then I'm going to do some routing to the body, because you've got to spiritualize it, right? You've got to make it a spirit dance endfall. So my idea, ta-da-la, was to actually carve this into the body. This is the Nuno Bettencourt symbol, for want of a better term. It's his tattoo, and you see it on his amp and stuff like that. So what I did was made a template, and I actually shrunk it down a little bit, because this will, if I put this over here, it's going to go over the pickups and stuff. So what I did was I actually cut it down like this so that it would sit like that. So I shrunk it like that, and it fits really nicely into there. So I'm going to now just template this onto the guitar body, and I'm going to Dremel that out. It's going to look so damn cool. One more thing I'm going to add to the design is this crystal arrowhead, which I've had for a while. I've been wanting to use it on the guitar, and it ties it into the spirit dance kind of ethos and stuff. So I thought that would look absolutely fantastic. That's going to be the design. There you go, templated it. I'm going to wrap this out now. This is going to look so damn cool. Alrighty, I've got my design now, and got my Dremel loaded up. There's a very fine bit in here, and I'm just going to cut out this shape, and initially just the outline, and then I'll do the middle bits as well. This is going to look so cool. Alright, I'll get on with this now. This is coming along so good. Almost done. A little bit of cleanup work. I'm going to get the sandpaper now and just clean up edges and stuff. Check it out. It's the symbol, and it is carved into the body. And there you go, it's all done. I have a tendency to route quite deep. I like the profile when it's about 3/4 of an inch deep, so this is looking so sick, as the kids would say, or badass, whichever you prefer. But that's looking cool. Alrighty, next thing, I'm gonna route out the cavity for the crystal. Alrighty, I've gone ahead and filled these holes, which were made for the pickup covers, with some toothpicks and some awesome crazy glue. Love this stuff, really good stuff. And also did the jack plate on the side, because I'm going to put a different type of jack plate on there. So I'm going to stick the crystal into here, and to do that I'm just going to use like a 2-part epoxy, mix it up, and then put it into the cavity and drop the crystal into place. Alrighty, so first thing I've got to do is mix this up, so I'm going to get my guitar body out of the way first. So equal parts of both, and here's a little tip: once you've actually squirted the glue out, pull the plunger back again and it will stop leaking from the top, and use the seal as well. Okay, my epoxy is done. Now in true Spirit Dance fashion, I have scorched this with my blowtorch. Have to do it. I was going to do it anyways, so now I'm going to drop the epoxy into here. What I try to do with this is not get too close to the edges, otherwise it is going to come out of the edges. And that should be plenty. press this in. I'm just going to press it so that it seats well in there and the epoxy adheres to the bottom of the crystal. That's it, the crystal is done. So I'm going to wait for this to dry for about half an hour, hour-ish, and then there'll be time to take the blowtorch to the guitar body. Spirit Dance styly, yeah! Now, as I am giving this guitar the Spirit Dance treatment, next up is the blowtorch. A necessity for the Spirit Dance thing. I like to use this to colour the body, so that's what I'm going to do right now. All done, and it's looking pretty cool. Now it does look just kind of, you know, burnt right now. But trust me, as soon as the lacquer hits this, it's going to turn into such a beautiful color. Back's done, and also the sides. So I've basically kind of done it so that the gradient here actually carries on the sides and the back. It all kind of ties together. This is going to look so good when it's done. There is one more thing that I am thinking about doing, which is inlaying a couple of crystals here. So I'm just going to test those out first and then have a think about that. Alrighty, I've decided on one final detail, which is just 3 turquoise crystals inlaid into the upper horn of the body. I like to put these in. It's kind of Spirit Dance touch. It's something I've gotten used to doing. And I like the positioning of that, and also just a tiny blast of color on this, because all the hardware is going to be black, the bridge is going to be black, the switches, knob, etc. The bridge pickup's actually going to be not tiger. The bridge pickup's actually going to be a zebra pickup, but apart from that, there's no other color on here. And I kind of felt there needed to be a color, so I'm just going to inlay these 3 crystals. There you go, 3 crystals already routed out. I'm just gonna do the blowtorch over these and then get some more epoxy and stick them in. There you go, all done. So they're epoxied in. They need to dry for probably about 24 hours, and then I'm gonna lacquer the guitar body and then get this ready for construction. Alrighty, time to get working on the neck. Now the neck does have various scrapes and scratches and dings and all sorts of stuff, and I have filled these holes which were made for the previous tuners. I'm going to put a set of Grovers, which I already have, but there are quite a few scratches in here. So what I'm going to do is sand this all down, and even down the neck. There are little kind of dings and stuff here and there, and I think there was tape over here. It's kind of discolored, so just going to take care of that. So just some sandpaper, maybe 1000 grit, and get this looking really cool. Now for the top of the headstock, I'm using this 2000 grit. I might go to 2500 as well. I literally just want to buff it a little bit, and then when the lacquer covers it, we'll just smooth it out. So I've got to be careful that I don't rub all of this stuff off. So that's why I'm using a very, very fine grit paper here. I'm going to go very gently as well. In fact, it's mainly concentrated around here. Just here, there are some deeper scratches in there, so I'm just going to focus more on this area. And that's it. I can see that the scratches have actually gone there now. It's much flatter surface, so once I lacquer this, it'll look really great. Alright, I'm going to do the rest of the neck, back of the neck, off camera. And you'll see it again once it's lacquered. Alrighty, another day, another task. So today I'm going to make the plates for the control cavities at the back of the guitar. There are two on the N4. There's one for the volume, and there's one for the pickup selector as well, which is actually near the bottom horn of the guitar. So I've just made them out of cardboard, and these allowed me to put them onto the carbon fiber pieces. Yeah, I'm going to be making them out of this 2mm carbon fiber. Now, really super important. As you can see, I'm not in my usual wonderful, beautiful attire. I'm wearing one of my fancy t-shirts because I'm going to be using, I'm going to be working with carbon. And this stuff goes everywhere when you start cutting it, sanding it. Wear a mask if you're going to be, working with this stuff. It is not pleasant. It can do you harm. So, don't breathe in the dust from this. Wear a mask, a proper kind of respirator mask, right the way through it. I've got these masks which my friend Rich sent me a long time ago, many years ago. Thank you so much, Rich. Rich Beardsley. He's a really good friend of mine. And so I wear these when I do the work. And also, eye protection, gloves. Got long sleeves today as well because I don't want the dust getting everywhere. So I'm going to use a couple of tools. I'm going to use my Dremel with the cutter bit on it. Needs replacing, need a new one. And also my belt sander, probably, which is back there when I need to do some of the refinement work around the edges, and if I need to resize or anything like that. That's great because I can do flat surfaces and get them really flat. Make sure that they're they stay flat basically. Alright, so first task, I'm going to cut them out. I've put some masking tape and put the shapes around that one and this one as well. So I'll cut them out first and then I'll start refining. So to start off the refinement, I'll take my mask off. So to start the refinement, I'm just using this sander bit, sanding drum on my Dremel. It just gives me nice accuracy, especially around these very tight corners. If I try and do it on the belt sander, then it's going to be a little bit too aggressive. So I'll just use this just to smooth out the edges there. They're quite sharp, as you might be able to see. And then if I need to, I can do the flats on the belt sander. So I refined it a tiny bit more, just in a couple of places, just shaving off a little bit here and there, and it's fitting perfectly in there. Okay, I did the second plate off camera and it is fitting really snugly into there. Perfect. Both done. Yay! Alrighty, the guitar body is done. Check it out. Check how good this looks. I'll give you some close-ups in in a second. But this looks absolutely awesome. It has been spiritualized. The burning worked really well. This looks awesome. The crystals as well. And I've lacquer coated it, so it's all sealed, and it looks this beautiful amber color now, the back as well. Now alder doesn't have too much grain which pops out, but still looks really good. So just 2 more little things that I'm going to do to the body, and then I'm going to put some final seal coats onto here. First thing I'm going to do is sign it at the back, put a date on it. Today is the 1st of May, so it's going to be 1st of May 2020, and then I have a little message which I want to scroll here. You'll see it in a second. I like to hand sign all of my builds, so I'm just going to put my signature here. First of May 2020. Yeah. Little smiley face. Yeah. And now onto here, I'm going to put a message in this red pen. This is a paint pen. It's got to be a Nuno thing, right? Yeah, get the funk out. Alrighty, that's all done. So I'm just going to seal coat these, and the front as well, sides, etc. And then the guitar body will be... I'll then let it cure for a few days. You need to finish the neck as well, which I'll do in the next couple of days. This will be ready for construction next week. I'm really excited about doing that. Alrighty, the body's done. These cavity covers are completed. Now it's time to shield both of these cavities, get them ready for all the electronics. What I'm going to do is shield them with just shielding tape. But I've still got these templates which I made to do the covers, and I got thinking I could use these to actually do the templates for the shielding tape as well. So I'm going to place these over here and just pencil mark where the shielding is going to go in the shape of it, and then transfer it over to the shielding tape and cut it out. Alrighty, all the wiring's done and it's looking super neat. I like to get my wiring super neat. So these two are ready for the back plates. Checked the output. The jack is there. I went for one of these jacks. Checked it with a multimeter, and I'm getting the correct readings for the bridge pickup and the neck pickup and coil splits and all of that stuff. So this is getting done. This is looking cool. And this is a push-pull pot here, so I can coil split the pickups and the three-way switch. It's going to be pretty awesome. Alrighty, time to finish the neck. There's a couple things I need to do to the neck. I lacquered the back and it's kind of textured at the moment. So what I'm going to do is use some wet and dry paper. This is 2500 to 5000 grit. So really fine grit paper. Just need to smooth it off a little bit. That's all I need to do. I don't really need to sand it down or anything. And where I had it masked off here, there's a little bit of a lip there, so that needs to just be dealt with, just with the paper. Then the frets need polishing, and I'm going to use this by my buddy Chris at Lizard Spit. He makes awesome guitar cleaning and polishing products, and I'm an endorsee of the company, so he'd sent me this a while back. It's a fret polishing system. I'm going to try it out on these frets. They're a little bit kind of, discolored and stuff, nothing major, but I'm going to give them a nice polish. And then I'm going to use this stuff, which I love. I use this all the time. It's the Lizard Spit fretboard polish and conditioner, I should say. The fretboard conditioner does a really good job of just bringing out the colour of the fretboard. In fact, there's some in my finger there, and that bit of the fretboard's looking really good now. Anyways, that's the last thing I will do. But first thing is, I'm just going to sort out the back, and I'm just going to use really fine grit paper. So I'm going to start off with the 2500 and just work my way up. So I don't want to take the finish off, literally just want to smooth it. And when I'm doing work like this, I always find it important to use my fingers to actually just feel the difference between what it was and where it's gotten to, because it's literally just a very supple polish that I'm doing on here. It'll also buff the neck. It'll bring out some of the shine in it as well as I do this. Alright, that's all done. It's feeling really good. Nice and shiny, nice and smooth, feels very slick. Look forward to playing this neck. Alrighty, let's get onto the fretboard. Alright, let's do it before and after. So the frets look like this at the moment, so they do need a clean. Let's go into here, and as you can see, there are kind of marks and stuff on the sides of the frets. They look a little bit dull. They could do with a good refresh. And then fretboard too. Fretboard needs conditioning. It looks pretty dry. So, like I said, I'm going to use the Lizard Spit polisher, and it comprises of these like polishing pads which are in here, and a couple of fret guards as well. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to start at the 22nd fret and then work my way back to the first fret. Alright, this is a really simple system. You just get the fret guard, put it on top, and you get one of these polishing pads, and then you just go over the fret 10-15 times. It saves on the packet, and it buffs the fret. Wow! It's taken off a lot of stuff from there. Wow, that was really impressive. I'm just going to check this fret. Oh man, this is awesome. Wow, check out this 22nd fret. Looks so good. That was so quick as well. There's a lot of dirt on that pad. You just took it off and buffed it to that shine. And you might be able to see the frets beside are not shiny. Alright, I'm going to do the rest of the fretboard. Check out how much dirt they picked up from the frets, and look at the frets now. They are beautiful and shiny. I bet they feel really smooth as well. I've got my gloves on at the moment, so I don't know for sure, but by looking at them, they are highly polished now. Mirror finish, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to condition the fretboard now, just with the fretboard conditioner, and that'll be done. Like I said earlier, love this stuff, the fretboard conditioner. Use it on my other guitars. pretty much all the time when I change strings. Does a really good job of conditioning the fretboard. Makes it look really pretty as well. So just going to put a little bit on the microfiber cloth and put it on this fretboard. Now the other thing I love about Lizard Spit stuff is it's made of all natural products, so it smells nice. And it's eco-friendly as well. Bonus. Beautiful. Hold down. I'm just going to let that sit for a little while. I've taken off the excess and I'll just let the rest soak into the fretboard. It's looking so nice now. Beautiful. Next task, install some new tuners, some black tuners. I have these Grover tuners which I actually took off another guitar when I did some upgrades to that one, and I needed some locking tuners on there. So these are fantastic tuners, original Grovers. So I'm just going to line them first. Well, I'm going to align one of them first because I need to re-drill the holes because these have been drilled twice. This headstock has been drilled twice for 2 different sets of tuners. So the third set of holes is going to go on now. So I'm going to put a piece of masking tape over here so I can mark off where the hole is for the screw, and then I'm going to measure it across there so that I can get the exact position for all of the tuners. So I'm going to eyeball the first one, just going to put it into the hole there, and then just look at the alignment here to make sure that it's the alignment that I want. And I'm basically looking at the end here, making sure that is in line with the headstock. So once I have that, what I'm going to do is just get one of the bolts and just tighten it up a little bit so that it stays in place. Then I can micro adjust it, get the alignment just right. Then I'm going to flip it over and it's going to give me the position for the first hole. So I'm just going to use like a black pen just to put the position there on the back of the neck. So that's going to give me the distance from the end of the headstock to where the hole is, and then I'm going to measure this on the other side as well, draw a line across here, and then position all of the tuners on there and make sure that the hole is actually intersecting with that line, and that's going to give me a good alignment of the tuners across here. I got lucky. The line is actually exactly where I put the tape. So this is going to make it easy for me just to put the tuners in, line it up with the edge of the tape and mark the holes for the screws. Brilliant, well done. This is ready for the drill. I'll drill some holes and install the tuners. Another little tip here, I have put this drill bit right in because this is about the length of the screw which is going to hold the tuner in place. So this is going to prevent me from drilling too far into the neck and possibly right the way through, which I don't want to do. Hey gang, it's another day, actually it's another week, because when I was finishing this off last week, I discovered that the nut that I had was too big. It was a 44mm and I needed a 41mm, and so I ordered one, and obviously we're on lockdown at the moment, so things take a little bit longer to arrive. Ain't no 24-hour stuff anymore, so it took a couple of days for this to arrive, and it arrived yesterday. Plus there was bank holiday on Friday, so that kind of delayed it and stuff. But anyways, 41mm nut fits perfectly on here now. So that is all good. So only a couple more things to do. The guitar is looking sweet. It'll get done today. So excited. So let me show you what needs to be done. And first of all, check it out. Such a beautiful day out there today. Alrighty, so body's done. All the hardware's on here. The claws at the back, just need to put the bridge on. I have this Floyd Rose hot rod bridge, which actually has this huge brass block on it, stainless steel screws. Now the body for this guitar is actually from one of the Grover Jackson era N4s. I think they're called the EFMs, or they had the E prefix after the N4, or suffix I should say. And how do I know that? Well, the cavity at the back is actually routed out for a shallow bridge, so the screws actually on my Floyd original overhang a little bit. But that's okay. I can't seem to find stainless steel shallow style screws which are actually the short screws. Now, if any of you guys know where to find them, please let me know, because I would love a set of stainless steel or chrome screws to go onto this bridge and fit into there. But it's not going to be an issue, you know. The bridge will sit a little bit further up anyway, so there'll be some clearance at the back there, so it'll be fine. So that's going to go on. This one's in matte black, looks so cool, love it. And there is a reason for the gold tooth in there. I needed both of these saddles for another bridge, long story, but anyways, it gave me the opportunity to gold tooth it, which looks awesome. So that's going to get done today. The nut is obviously going to go on. It needs a couple of shims. I've just measured the height, and it just needs these two little shims. One of the shims actually made out of carbon fiber. Yeah, because I have sheets of carbon fiber, I kind of figured I may as well make them. Then it's just like a really thin shim underneath it, and it's perfect height. And I've got these blocks there as well, stainless steel screws on them, and the springs, just regular springs I'm using. And then I will bolt the neck on. So let's get going. I'm going to get this guitar done. Yeah! Alrighty, these are really easy to put on. The screws for this are top mounting. The Grover Jackson era N4s actually have the top mounting rather than from the back of the neck, which the originals had. This is basically later series, so Floyd Rose had designed the screws to go from the front as well. So just two screws. So I'm going to line them up. This is all lined up, all the shims are kind of drilled and everything, so literally just needs to be screwed onto here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. That's it, perfect, that's done. Alrighty, exciting moment of bolting the neck on now. I've got 6 screws. Now 2 of them are actually longer than the others. I've cut these ones down because the screws that go into the top part here need to be shorter. So top tip, always check that the screw size isn't gonna screw through the top of your neck or into your fretboard or anything. I always put the screw into the insert. I'm using these ferrules here, neck ferrules, and then I basically put the screw in, measured the length, and make sure that it's not going to kind of, you know, pop through the fretboard somewhere and crack the fretboard or something like that. So a good thing to do, and I basically kind of source screws which are the correct length as well. These three need to be shorter because of how the neck is made. So this part here on the Stevens cutaway is actually slimmer. So about a 1/4 inch needed to be cut off the end of the screws, and then they'll fit up until about there on the neck. So I'm going to do that now. Really excited about this. There we go, neck bolted on, yay! I'm really glad the previous owner of this body had actually drilled these holes for neck ferrules. I like using these. I use them on my Spirit Dance builds, so these were perfect rather than the plate. I was actually contemplating making another plate out of carbon fiber, but I didn't need to do so because these holes were drilled, and I figured use the ferrules. Looks awesome. Just need to put the bridge on and put some strings on now. Alright, time to put some strings on this baby. I'm going to use these wonderful Dogal carbon steel strings. Love this company. They're just hand built in Italy. Fabulous, absolutely amazing strings. So these are going to go on this beautiful guitar. And there you go, she's done! And it is looking absolutely amazing, playing really beautifully. And here she is, the N4. And I have come up with a name for this guitar. This guitar is going to be called the Washburn N4 Tunkashila. Now, why did I pick that name? Because Tunkashila in Lakota means grandfather. And when I looked up the meaning of Nuno in Portuguese, yep, you guessed it, means grandfather. I'm loving this guitar. I love the detail there. Just the overall look. Love the black hardware. Works really well for me. I'd love to know your thoughts, so leave a comment and let me know what you think. I think it's time to plug this in and see what she sounds like. Alrighty, I've got the guitar plugged into an amplifier. Today it is my Jet City JCA 22 head and a tube screamer style pedal. Now, I know some of you have been waiting for me for the mod video of this amplifier. I am going to show you that soon. I haven't modded it yet. I'm going to film the whole thing, so watch out for that really soon. In the meantime, let's check out what this beauty sounds like. Sounds freaking great! Alrighty, lower gain tones. Just to show you the pickup configurations. So let's turn this off. Bridge humbucker. Turn that up a little bit. Nice and punchy, middle position. And neck position, the Screaming Demon. And I've got coil splits in all positions as well, so bridge humbucker, coil split. Nice and spanky there. Alrighty, middle position. Wow, how cool does that sound? Beautiful. And the neck position. Oh, that's cool. Middle position, neck position just sounds so awesome. And if I want to get that funky thing going. That's the middle position coil split. Beautiful. So there you go, guys. Very, very, very quick sound test of this guitar. I am going to be taking it into the studio, and I've already written the track for this guitar. So I'm going to record it and bring it to you really soon. I hope you enjoyed watching this build. I love making this. I'm so glad I have one in my collection now, and it's just a gorgeous guitar. Really cool to play. Very light, just easy to play. The neck is beautiful, and this all-access neck joint, wow, it's just incredible, really, really incredible. I shall see you again for another video really, really soon. In the meantime, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification as well, so you know when new videos come out, especially the video where I show you this in the studio. Yeah! And please do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media as well. It is much, much appreciated. And if you would like to support the channel, then all of the links are in the description box below to Patreon and CD downloads and stuff like that, iTunes, etc, etc. So many, many ways you can do that as well. Alright guys, have a fantastic day, and I shall see you soon. I'm going to go up and play the guitar a little bit more. Yeah, let's do some overdrive.